Hello everybody, this is Shane Lee from Shane Lee Ministries. I want to talk to you about unconditional love. Now, unconditional love is the difference between Christianity and other religions. Christianity is designed to give people a second chance, but other religions don't always give people a second chance if they make a mistake. Christianity acknowledges that all have sinned and fall short of the glory of God. It's the only religion to say we're all born as sinners. This is because of the sin in Eden. When Adam and Eve sinned with Satan in Eden and had sex with him, they ate of the fruit of his body. In Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 4, we read, "Blessed shall be the fruit of thy body." So, when Adam and Eve had sex with Satan, they cursed all the children that they would have afterwards with death. And because they did this great sin, death came upon us all. Now, God told Adam and Eve to be fruitful and multiply and become one flesh. Now, this means they had sex in Eden with each other. Now, in Eden, they had a male child and a female child as twins. But after the sin, Eve produced two male children, Cain and Abel. In the Old Testament, it says in the Hebrew, "And she continued to bear Abel," meaning that Cain and Abel were twins. But instead of male and female, she had two males, one being the offspring of Satan and one being the offspring of Adam. This produced the seed of the serpent, or Satan. Now, just because Satan did this, don't mean that his children are any eviler than Adam's children. Through Jesus Christ, we can all have redemption by his blood, body, and sacrifice. Now, part of the reason why he was a true hermaphrodite was to take upon himself the sins of the Jew and the Gentile, the bond and the free, the male and the female. And that's the whole point. Jesus came to save us from this great sin that man committed with an angel from heaven. God said the man has become as one of us to know good and evil. Satan's lie to Adam and Eve was that the gods were good and evil. The gods were not good and evil. The gods loved unconditionally. But Satan taught us the knowledge of good and evil, crime and punishment. God, on the other hand, even though we sinned with Satan, allowed Adam to live 930 years instead of dying within 24 hours after he ate of Satan's fruit of the body. Now, Satan, being in the image of God, which is a true hermaphrodite, could have sex with both Adam and Eve. Adam could get Satan pregnant, and Satan could get Eve pregnant. He could do both. And that's the whole point. Because of this, man has fallen into sexual confusion and things of that nature. That's why you have homosexuality. That's why you have bestiality and things of that nature. Because man is confused about sex and who to be with. Now, from the beginning, marriage was one man with one woman for eternity. Now, you can be eunuchs and choose not to marry both male and female. There are priests and nuns, even today, who dedicate themselves to the Lord and are virgins, which is a good thing. And then there's the 144,000 of the Jews, and they too are virgins or know only one wife, or have married only one wife from their virginity. Now, the problem with other religions like Hinduism, Buddhism, and Islam is they don't teach unconditional love nor forgiveness for your mistakes. We're all human here. We're all making mistakes. But if we can learn from these mistakes, we're not doomed to repeat them. If we can learn to identify the thought behind them and take these thoughts into captivity to the obedience of what we know to be right, good, true, holy, and loving, then we won't repeat them the next time. Now, if you grow up in a lawless society, or a society that doesn't always keep the rules, you might make mistakes. But if you learn from those mistakes and learn to stop, then you're doing good. That's what you're supposed to do. You're being of God. Now, some sins, like lusting after a woman or a man, depending on your gender, are natural things. We're going to be attracted to the opposite sex. We're just supposed to seek one wife or one husband. And that's the whole point. Now, if you're a Muslim, a Buddhist, or a Hindu, why don't you try the unconditional love of Jesus? It don't mean you have to give up everything in your religion, just the evil parts, just the forced conversions. Now, why is it that Christianity teaches if someone doesn't receive what you say, just wipe off the dust of the feet and go your own way, and it'll be better for that city in the day of judgment? And to walk away. But Muslim, Islam, Buddhism, and Hinduism teaches you can kill those of different faiths. Not Christianity. Christianity don't teach that. Judaism didn't teach that either. Judaism didn't teach that people couldn't convert to Judaism. Look at Ruth. Ruth is an example of a woman who converted to Judaism. And that's the whole point. You can convert to Judaism and Christianity without having to be killed. But if you convert to Judaism or Christianity and are a Muslim, Hindu, or Buddhist, you could be killed. Why is Christianity such a threat? Because it teaches unconditional love? Now, sometimes you have to respond with violence, like with 9/11. But at the same time, you're to do it in the right way. You don't keep bombing and bombing Afghanistan or some country because you give them a chance to make good or repent. And that's the whole point.